All right, we are coming live to you here. NEXL event number 3, the D3 division today. Brought to you by NEXL Sports.
Action Sports. Welcome, folks. Welcome back. If you're here yesterday, you saw a relatively, I'd say, good weather day. Did we get any rain?
It was hot and sticky, but no, we didn't get any rain. Today looks like there's a chance, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen.
More of the same. Excellent. So who do we got up first?
We have Armada on the red side, Alpha Gang on the blue.
Alpha Gang certainly coming into this event in a stronger position ranking-wise. Armada's trying to crawl their way up a little bit.
All right, just getting our volume all tuned in here. The once great Armada.
We'll be great again. Don't short sell them, Anthony. All right, so I have Alpha Gang on my left, Armada on my right. I would expect, what do you think, conservative breakout to start the day so they don't lose the first point?
I think Gabe Silver's going to go for the snake off the break for Alpha Gang, but we'll see.
There's definitely a shooting lane trying to get into it, but mostly I saw teams getting into it, at least yesterday. Of course, that's D4. Yeah, we got a runner for Armada.
Jeff Solea, it looks like.
Alpha Gang's in the snake clean. Going right up to snake 2. Both teams going right up to snake 2. Alpha Gang makes a transition out to that brick.
Armada does lose Pissant off the break, and Gabe Silver is wrapping now and shooting at the home.
Alpha Gang starting to push up in the Dorito.
Jeff Solea making a good move to the tunnel, but he
Shoot him in the back. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, Silva lives. I think that was the right move by the Armada player. I have no problem with that. His other option, 2 options, sit there, static, keep his gun up, hope the guy wraps, or just run face-to-face and try to trade with him.
Yeah, I think he saw Caputo coming down the same lane when he was going through there. If he had gone through right away, he would have had a chance to get Gabe clean.
Yeah, if he'd been a little faster. So Alpha Gang really controlling, I'd say, both sides of the field at this point. We just have, looks like the Dorito, backline Doritos, and is now dead. There's my first commentator curse of the day. As soon as I call out the Dorito, he dies.
I don't think that one's on you, as Gabe Silver definitely has at least a 3-pack in that point.
So both Alpha Gang and Armada were real quick to get into the snake. They did it right off the break, no problem, and got in. I would say Alpha Gang was quicker to get their secondary player in, and based on what we saw, he might have been the factor that kept them from losing their Snake 50 player, because he saw it coming.
No, I agree. Jeff Solea did a good move. I think it was the right move, just probably 3 to 4 seconds too late, and that allowed, I think it was Ryan Caputo, to come in here as a second Snake player and stop him from coming down, slow him down enough that Gabe saw him coming and could shoot him clean and live. So that's a great spot when you can stay in that Snake 50.
So the bad news for Armada, even if they had pulled that, I think you said it was, I'm sorry, who was the Snake player for Armada on that one?
The first one was Gabe Silva.
So Silva, if he had pulled that move off, the bad news is it still would have left Alpha Gang in position to refill with 50. So it should have been a game-changer move, but unfortunately they were prepared to back that up, even if they lost their Snake 50 brick. So.
Sorry about that.
No, we're good. So what do we have coming onto the field? Oh, are we already in X-Ball?
This is an X-Ball match to start the day.
Okay.
I need a walkie-talkie if we can find one. I'm going to put myself on mute.
All right, so we're in X-Ball, so both teams coming back on, flipping sides. Armada will be coming out on the left this time, and Alpha Gang on the right. I would say it worked the first time. Go for it again. Both teams should just send bodies straight into the snake on the run out. There's a question of whether you can adjust. I think there's a possibility of putting 2 guns from the home in this there's a little lane right between the snake insert, or what people are calling the God bunker, and the snake 1 beam. So you could literally put 2 guns from home right through that gap, low, and hopefully catch a guy diving and sliding in. But not that it worked for my team yesterday, but theoretically, that's how you kill people. Or so we've been told.
All right, we got the second point. Alpha Gang's now on the red side of the field. Armada's on the blue. We are in X-Ball, so there's 2 minutes between each points instead of the normal 1 minute in split deck.
Armada not taking the snake on the run out.
They leave 3 at home for Armada.
Alpha Gang takes the snake. Now Armada makes a late break into the snake from home.
Armada does lose their Dorito Tower. Alpha Gang lose Drew Nall out of the center. They also lose, I think, Nick Connors out of the God Bunker. So Alpha Gang's down, 4-on-3 to Armada.
The Alpha Gang player is convinced that that brick is hot, that 50 brick is hot. It is not. Armada doing a good job of communication. They are not aware of the snake player, though. I think it's Mulready. Yeah, they do. They are not aware of the Alpha Gang snake player, and Armada just lost their snake mini wall.
All right, so
Alpha Gang player,
yeah.
snake 2. He's in the other team's snake 2.
Should have a clear shot right there on that Dorito if he looks.
He's not looking cross. He's staying on the inside, expecting to get bunkered or expecting somebody to try to push up to that brick.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake when you're playing scared, pretty much. So if there's a shot right over from the Dorito side.
Yeah, so Armada's down to 2.
Yeah,
right?
they're getting shot out of their bunkers. So.
Oh, there we go. Mulready makes the bump into their mini wall. He's going to wrap. Did he get him?
He did not. Shot early.
No, he's out. Mulready's out. That's a big play right there.
Again, Armada guy shooting too early.
So that was the game-changing play, though, the Armada versus Alpha Gang there in the snake. By winning that gunfight, Armada should win this game. It looks like they will. I think is that Trennan walking off?
Yeah. While it might work out for them, it looks like they're trading.
Yeah, it's going to work. Clark's going to go and hit the buzzer.
Yeah, I just think he fired a little too early. When he shot Mulready out, nobody knew what was going on this side. He could have gone to the other side of the field, had all backs, but he decided to shoot a little bit early, and luckily he did catch that Dorito player.
So this is an example of what we saw in Philly, right? If you're at home, didn't know this, Anthony and I went to Philly, did the webcast there. Again and again and again, I saw teams winning the game, up in bodies, up in position, especially on the snake side, and then still losing it. It happened with a frequency that was really surprising at Philly. Not just it happened here or there, it happened a lot. And that just happened again, right there. Alpha Gang was well in control of that and just couldn't close it.
Yeah, it usually comes down to the second person coming into the snake. It's not always that first. That first person typically might do a little bit of damage and they get traded with. So Mulready was that second player in here, and we thought that he was going to be the one that broke open the game, but lost a gunfight, played a little scared early. He could have shot an inside player, but Billy's a good player and just lost that one gunfight.
So in response to Nick Kerrigan on the chat, no, this is not a green screen work from home. We're bringing a little bit of class to the webcast today. Probably not the whole day because this is unbelievably hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
To be in these suits.
This is going to be a one-set deal. But we do have Armada on the red side and Alpha Gang on the blue.
Alpha Gang slowly out to the box.
A 1-1 tie here for the first match. NEXL number 3. This is the D3 division. We have 10 teams fighting for 4 playoff spots today. Congratulations to New England Storm D4, who won yesterday. So congratulations to them.
I'm aware Storm is pretty good.
They are.
We didn't present much of a challenge to them ourselves yesterday. They kind of walked right through us. All right, shout out to Vinny Sizzo, out on the field reffing for us today. Our most tenured ref. Actually, we have another surprise guest ref. Did we mention that yet?
Matt Jones?
Yeah, Matt Jones back, pulling a shift.
He was here yesterday. He's here for the weekend, so appreciate Matt Jones coming out.
Wow, good run by Alpha Gang. I think they're going to get to the 50 Dorito, 45-yard line Dorito.
That's
right
Ryan,
off the break.
Yeah, and that's Ryan Jakubiak over there.
Real aggressive, and they're going to be into the snake 2. Armada's going to be into the snake 2 of, Alpha Gang is going to be in the snake 2 of Armada.
That's one of the Caputos. Jakubiak's on their side of the field on the Doritos now.
So
Armada did lose a body, a second body, a third body.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too aggressive trying to go down that sidelines. Time is certainly not an issue to be that aggressive, but it's going to work. Wow, they just cleaned Armada off the field.
Yeah, Jakubiak did well, shot at least 2 bodies.
So I think we just have Snake Corner left, which is the worst bunker to try to be alive in at the end of the game. Wow, what brought that on? what brought that on for Alpha Gang? Just throwing a curveball into the game plan?
Yeah, sometimes teams that feel like they're the best team on the field get mad when they lose points, and they came back and put that one on with authority.
So that was a hate point?
Yeah, a little demonstration
So
of the fluke that was the loss before.
if you watched that opening breakout, you just saw, and I don't know which one it was, but one of the Alpha Gang players go basically to the 50-yard line Dorito. It's technically 45-yard line Dorito. What I've seen on this field is there's so much bunkers on that Dorito side on the run out. There's only really one danger zone, and that's where the mini Dorito is, or the baby Dorito. If you run high past the baby Dorito, there's a firing lane on either side of the tip of it. But other than that, you could pretty much do what he just did. I don't think I'll see many teams do it, but it's takeable.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to have in your repertoire today. You know, make them think, get their guns to go a little bit wider. Coach Callahan is the same coach for Alpha Gang that coached Storm to a victory yesterday, so he knows what's working and what's not working on this field. We are in X-Ball, so let's take a little bit of time to thank some of our sponsors. Destroyer Lifestyle, we are going to be getting another pick for Cam today, so all of the players are going to be coming out on the field between this match and the first split deck set. So we'll have all the D3 players, similar to what we did yesterday, on the field, getting a picture for Cam. Cam's making a fight with leukemia right now. I believe he's actually in the hospital right now getting treatment. So anything we can do to put a smile on his face, we're going to do, and we'll be getting another pick this morning.
And if you get a chance, you can go to, I believe it's camscorner.com, make a donation. I've already done that. I hope that you'll take a chance and do that too. Anything you donate will not only help Cam's fight against leukemia, they're giving some or all of it to other charitable foundations in the area.
Yeah, one mission I think is a lot of getting a lot of it. All right, Alpha Gang's got Billy Mulready now going into the snake off the break.
Armada makes a nice aggressive move out to that Dorito 3, the one past the baby Dorito. Armada's a little bit late getting into the snake, but they do take it, moving up to S2. Looks like it's Jeff Zelaya in the S2, although we do have, I think we're 5-on-4 in favor of Armada. Oh, as I say that, Armada's Snakeside can takes the walk. Looks like the snake players are mirrored up, both expecting that brick to be hot.
That Snakeside can is going to be a very big key today.
Yes.
It's one of those things where it's very hard to live in it, but you do need to live in it. If you're going to be playing there, you can't be losing bodies out of the back line. So if you feel like you don't have a player on your team that can survive there and be effective, I'd rather see you just not play that bunker and play that zone from a different bunker. But it is one of the better bunkers on the field if you can play it correctly.
It is important in holding the snake brick in check. Oh, good move by Zelaya. Well, I say that he got shot, but he did trade out with Mulready. Mulready had went ahead and tried to creep up to their snake too. Zelaya was making the transition over to the snake brick, and they're both looking each other right in the face, surprised.
So it's a 3-on-3 now? I think the Armada has the Dorito 2, the God Bunker, and now the Snake 1 on the outside. Looks like Drew Nall is going to make his way down the Snake.
Good fill. The best teams I saw in Philly were constantly filling bodies into the Snake.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, it's not the first person usually that goes in there that does the most damage. No. Well, unless he gets in there undetected. I mean, that's teams that allow themselves to be kind of taken advantage of right now. That's when you almost have to assume it's hot. Like we talked about it in Philly a lot, where once you have a red alert, a lot of people use red alert as someone is in the snake, then you need to play your bunkers as if someone is going to pop up at that 50.
So, in my opinion, everybody playing the Dorito side has to start and end the game assuming the snake's hot. Anybody in the Dorito side can live against the snake as long as they play as if the snake is hot. Another trade out on the snake side, which is a fine trade for Alpha Gang. That's a worthy trade. You should just walk in and hit it.
I think we got Nick Connors and one other Alpha Gang player. Nick's looking to go and put Alpha Gang up 3-1.
5.5 on the clock, so time is certainly not an issue yet. Well, what did Armada do on their win? The point they won. Aggressive breakout?
It was a counter move. Remember, they won a one-on-one over here on the snake side, and I believe that was Gwillem Clark, an old Wild Geese player. They used to play with John Necco and them in the day.
Wow.
He was really young when we played, so He's not super old like us, but
No one's that old.
yeah, but he's an older player getting back into the game, which we love.
Yeah.
And he won a gunfight with Mulready and came down the snake side and took out a Dorito player, and then his other Armada player traded with the Dorito side, leaving him as the last player alive. So I wouldn't say. I mean, they won a gunfight, right?
It wasn't a game plan.
It wasn't a game
They won
plan,
some.
right.
They won some gunfights. Okay, well, keep winning gunfights. So Armada needs to win the gunfights, and they certainly have the skill and experience to do it. They've been just like your Geese reference. The Armada guys have been playing this for
Oh, yeah.
forever. Do they have anybody young on the team? I don't even know.
Last year they did. Colin was on their team. They picked up Dunderdale, 2 guys they got from a internal combine we did in Ashland, and Storm D4 was kind of formed around some of those younger players.
Yep.
So they unfortunately lost that, but they did pick up Jeff Zalea.
Yep.
So now they have some speed and the ability to still attack on the snake side.
Well, Armada is one of my teams I like to root for, just based on camaraderie from back in the day. So I think some of them were Boston and Paintball employees alongside of us way back in the day. All right, Alpha Gang up, 3-1 over Armada. Armada's still 5 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time, but Armada's got to come up with something here soon.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like Nate Burdell is guesting with Alpha Gang from PMOB, so a good solid player and just bolstering up an already solid roster for Alpha
30
Gang.
seconds.
Armada is now on the red side. Alpha Gang is on the blue.
10 seconds.
Alpha Gang looks like they're going to go for the snake on the break. Sure enough.
He
Nope.
gets eliminated.
Yeah, he takes it right to the goggle. Good shooting by Armada.
Was good shooting, but Gabe went in a little high and dove too late.
Yeah.
So Shakubiak, though, is on their side of the field doing what he did in that other point.
The commentator cursed him right off the field, though.
He did shoot 2, but nice counter move by Armada, taking their the Dorito 3 on their own.
Yep. So I'm looking at, I believe, 3 alive for Alpha Gang. Unfortunately, they just lost, I'm assuming it's Matty Mace
That is Matty Mace.
over there on the Dorito side. That's a big loss because he was in position to do the most damage.
Yeah, I believe it's a 3-on-1 now for Alpha Gang.
Yep.
The only player alive is in the home. I don't know if that's Brodka.
Yeah. I like that transition, though. That Dorito is an easier place to live in that kind of down number situation.
Alpha Gang's rushing in. Like the enthusiasm
Yeah,
is early.
I don't think time is an issue. Although it's not hot enough yet, you can still run around, and it's not a big issue. I think that was Caputo getting in there, hitting the
Correct.
buzzer. So Alpha Gang comes in. They are the top of the rankings for the season right now. They took third place the first event, second place second event. All right. On their heels is Malicious and the Knights.
Let's look at some of our comments here.
Loving the jackets, you studs. I agree with that. Let's heart that comment.
So obviously, Matt had an idea that he wanted to do some cool photo shoot this morning.
I wanted to class up the joint.
Yeah.
Class up the joint a little bit. So we're going to put together a little commercial for NEXL.
I like it. I went full send with the mustache today.
God, he committed. Anthony, please, if you're in the comment thread, you've got to comment on his handlebar mustache. He fully committed. Later on, you'll see the rest of the staff in their outfits. They also went full commitment, but I think Lori wins for outfit and Anthony won for facial hair.
But the idea, the mastermind behind it, the evil genius, if you will.
We have an evil Big Brain Award to give out today. Let's keep that in mind, by the way. So
Yes.
keep an eye out for smart moves. It doesn't just mean they kill a bunch of people. Remember that. It's a little move that's smart, and I think you're going to see it over here on the snake.
Time out.
Looks like Armada's calling a timeout.
Yeah, they must have.
Game time is 4:06. Break time 1:50. Laurie, could I have the new schedule and paperwork, please?
Oh, my badge is slipping.
Excuse me?
Not acceptable. All right, there we go.
This is all from yesterday.
All right, so Armada taking the time out. Probably. I would expect it's not a game plan issue. It's probably just trying to get bodies back on the field. Armada, I think, has one of the lightest rosters in the league. I think they're only running 6 or 7 players, if I'm not mistaken.
They did make a couple pickups. Like I said, they did get Gwillem Clark. I think they might be running a good 8 players now.
Okay.
Our next set is Riptide Axeman Knights Breach. And Knights did win the last event, so they're looking to stay on top.
First event, Knights took 8th place, and second event, they took 1st place. That is at that rate of progression, they're going to be pro by the end of the season.
Yeah, that's a big jump. I think the Knights were a team that we expected to be closer to the top, so that was definitely a fluke, I'd say, that 8th place in event 1 and used motivation for them to get better for event 2.
So if I do have an explanation for it, you could say, look, most of those, the D3 Knights team this year were bumped up from D4 last
Correct.
year, so the first event was their first event at D3. Well, last year's Knights team all got bumped up to D2, and they went off to play National, and I don't know if you're aware of this, they had a pretty good event at Philly. They did okay.
They did all right.
They did all right. So the Knights took first place both locally with their D3 team, and then nationally they took first place with their D2 team. So,
Yeah.
hey, Knights, if you're listening to this, there's nowhere to go but down from here.
Yeah.
These are the good times.
You set the bar too high for yourself.
Yeah, by the end of the season, you're going to hate each other. You've lived through the good times.
Alpha Gang's on the red side. Armada's on the blue. They're up 4-1.
I don't see a snake runner for Armada. Conserved or breakout. 3 guns at home. They lose their runner out to the Dorito side, trying to go past that baby Dorito, like I mentioned.
So 5-on-4 for Alpha Gang. Mo Reedy's looking to see if he has a bounce here. He's looking to the referees. Pissant's up in the snake 50 now.
Good move by Pissant. Armada's pushing that Dorito side. Looks like it's their turn to be aggressive, this game plan.
Drew
Good
Nall makes
transition.
a move over to the snake side can.
So I like that snake side can because it can hold this snake brick in check.
Armada, Matty Mace comes off the D side, so they're down to 3 players. They're still pushing, though.
Oh, wow, aggressive move through the middle. Oh, he did it clean.
Still threw his body away afterwards, though. That was a good move by Gwillem. He should have just come down. When you're down bodies like they are, they need every one of them, so.
Alpha Gang's moving up the Dorito side. Oh, and he loses
Nice
his
shot.
body. Yeah.
Sean Senna, I didn't know that Dorito was there and kind of ran right into his gun. So Drew Nall, I believe, is by himself.
So this is a chance to say nice things about Sean Senna. Drew Nall's gone. That's it, right?
Yeah.
2 on none.
Armada did a really good job. They lost one off the breaks. It was a 4-on-5. They lost another body. It was a 3-on-5, and they've come back to win.
So Armada had a very, well, I guess different opening break. They had 3 guns at home. They just sat there gunning. I don't even think they got a kill on the run out, so it didn't really pay off. Then they lost their one runner, which is going on the other side. They lost him, so everything looked wrong at the start of that game for Armada, and yet they pulled it out.
Well, it was a good move by Anthony. He came up here, took that snake 50, even though he was down bodies. He stayed with the plan.
Give credit to Armada for their timeout. That was it, the timeout. They came up with a great game plan. 3 guns at home, throw away their Dorito player, and then turn it around. Nobody saw that game plan coming.
All right, we are in a 2-minute X-ball situation with this first match, so I'm going to take this time. You're going to hear me say several times about Team USA Paintball. You see behind us, we are the official training center for Team USA. We had U16, U19 come the last weekend in June, and we selected all the teams. You should have seen all those teams posted. This will be the first time Team USA will be represented with all 5 divisions, so we'll have a U16, U19, women's, men's, and masters. So please check out the teams. Go to Team USA and either donate. This is new. You can donate. It's a 501(c)(3). You could tax right off that if you're interested with your business. If not, we have some great products up there.
And I believe I saw one local boy made good on the under-16 team.
He did. John L. We'll see him today playing with Malicious Intent.
That is not a surprise. That kid is just damn good.
Yeah, he had a really good tryout on Saturday, but we talked to him about getting a little bit more aggressive on Sunday, and he just took it to another level on Sunday. And he might have been one of the best players at the tryout for U16. So
yeah, this is not a surprise. He's been just getting better and better and better. It feels like just like maybe 2 years ago he was just the kid on was it Northern Storm? Yeah,
he kind of jumped around, but Northern Storm had him earlier.
He was like their pet.
Who's their
they'd
baby
roll
shark.
out baby shark. They'd roll him out occasionally, but man, he's gotten good fast. So good for you, Janelle.
And he went to summer camp back in 2019. He's coming to summer camp again. Almost everybody from the U16 will be at summer camp. So it's a great opportunity. We do have a couple spots left, too, at the end of this July for the BKI Pro Summer Camp. So check that out as well if you're interested.
So Armada needs a win here. There's only 2 minutes, 20 seconds, so they need a win, and they need it fairly fast. Alfgang with a snake runner. Nope, he pulls up short at the insert. Looks like 5 alive for both teams.
Looks like Brian's going into that center 50 brick. 5 alive for Armada. They're in the Dorito too as well.
Alfgang has no presence in the snake. Actually, neither team has a presence in the snake at the moment, which is unusual. Alfgang is decent spread across the back. They haven't committed all the way to the snake corner yet, but they're definitely holding for time. That's their game plan.
Brian is really probing, getting on their side of the field.
He's going to catch some packs?
Yep.
Good move.
Yeah, they're in the pocket, so Brian's just going to work.
Yeah, he went a little bit too far.
Yeah.
But good work. I like it. Now his team needs to follow him up. There's a minute and a half on the clock.
Yeah, down 2 points. He's trying to make something happen. I thought it was a good move. He did get 1 kill. Like you said, if they had followed that up, you never know what could have happened.
Well, they just lost another body. No, I take it back. They did not. So it's still 4 on 4. Armada's needs more sense of urgency, though. They're moving, but not fast enough.
Gabe Silver's taken out of the God, so it's 4 on 3 for Armada.
Finally getting into the snake.
Let's see if Armada can at least win 1 point here. Oh, he just ran through a gun lane there. I think that was Jakubiak. Willem missed that shot.
So we're under 60 seconds. I'd have to say at this point, Armada probably does not have a chance to get 2 points in.
They lost another player, so it's a 3 on 3, I think. Oh, no, that's the same player, Brian, just walking
real slow.
Extremely slow.
They did lose their Dorito side. Come on, Brian, you can make it to the pits. We believe in you. All right, the match is lost. There's 30 seconds left. They can't get 2 points in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but Jeff Salela is trying to make sure they can try to get 1 here for a spread.
Sit on the God. Yep, they should be able to at least get it to a 3-4.
So there's 17.
Yeah.
15.
Oh, hit it under 10, please. Oh, no, 11 seconds. We're going to have to run another point.
We will ask if they want to. They probably will because they have the small chance of tying it. But we're going to go to a 2-minute break right now.
2 minutes.
Again, our next set is split deck. It'll be Riptide, Axeman, AG Knights Breach. We are going to stop and take a picture in between. So we'll probably start this match closer to about 9:15 on the schedule versus the 9 o'clock that it is right now.
Thank you, Nick. Nick correctly called the target that we were going for. He's referring to Anthony's handlebar mustache. It's the Ron Burgundy level of mustaches.
Absolutely.
Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, Anthony.
San Diego.
Let's not finish that one. All right, so 11 seconds. No, they're taking the field. Armada's walking on. They're going to play it. I think I've said this before. I'd love to see somebody just give me a run from box to box so I can get a time on how long it takes to, in a perfect scenario, how long would it take just to get from one box to the other?
I think 4 or 5 seconds.
You think so? I couldn't.
I think if nobody was shooting at you and you knew nobody was shooting at you, I think you could go. I think you could do it.
How long is a regulation field? What's the yardage or meters?
It's 150 feet, so that's what, 50 yards?
50 yards. So 50-yard dash time. So what is Olympic level 50-yard dash time? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. A 40-yard dash, you're fast if you're, 4?
So a 100-yard dash, I think 10 seconds is kind of like the level of greatness if you can hit the 10-second mark. So 100 yards, so 5 seconds. Yeah,
say 5 seconds.
Yeah, you got to be Olympic level out there.
Look at all the athletes we've got walking out here right now. They're Olympic level-ish.
20 seconds.
All right, so Alpha Gang taking the box. Armada's already in the box. Armada's going to be on our left. Alpha Gang on our right. Alpha Gang, well, hell, I mean, what do? Tell you guys just shoot the guns a little bit and walk off the field at 11 seconds. There's no game.
Be very difficult.
Yeah.
Armada has 3 guys without packs, so they're going for it.
Armada I got 2 runners down the middle of the field. See if they can pull a penalty.
Yeah, they can't slow down. That's the problem.
No, we lost over 47, Kent. Well, yeah, and a major. That under 60 seconds, that's game over.
That's going to hurt, too, because that's going to put a point on the board for Alpha Gang, which is going to hurt the spread for Armada. They were better off not doing that. We'll see if that's actually going to happen. Swing point. Swing point for Alpha Gang, so it'll be a 5-3 victory for Alpha Gang.
Game finished.
Matt, we are going to take a quick little commercial break so we can get out of this garb and get ourselves down to that picture.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks, folks.
We'll see you in a bit.
If you want access to the best knowledge in paintball in order to elevate your game to the next level, BKI Paintball is definitely a program that you want to be involved with. BKI, which in this case is short for Best Knowledge in Paintball, is known for being an online platform with hundreds of video tutorials and lessons from a network of pro players called Professors. What you may not have known though is once a year BKI hosts a summer camp. This is an in-person event at Boston Paintball, which is about an hour outside of Boston. This event gives you 4 days of professional instruction from 6 professional players. I just got back and holy moly, it was quite the experience. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully being able to go next year. It definitely sells out super fast. If you guys want to learn more about BKI Paintball and the summer camp when it comes time to schedule that, you guys can check out the links. If you want access to the best knowledge in paintball in order to elevate your game to the next level, BKI Paintball is definitely a program that you want to be involved with. BKI, which in this case is short for Best Knowledge in Paintball, is known for being an online platform with hundreds of video tutorials and lessons from a network of pro players called Professors. What you may not have known though is once a year BKI hosts. If you guys want to learn more about BKI Paintball and the summer camp when it comes time to schedule that, you guys can check out the links.
Three minutes.
If you want access to the best knowledge in paintball in order to elevate your game to the next level, BKI Paintball is definitely a program that you want to be involved with. BKI, which in this case is short for Best Knowledge in Paintball, is known for being an online platform with hundreds of video tutorials and lessons from a network of pro players called Professors. What you may not have known though is once a year BKI hosts a summer camp. This is an in-person event at Boston Paintball, which is about an hour outside of Boston. This
Yeah,
event
but just
gives
do
you
audio
4
only.
days of professional instruction from 6 professional players. I just got back and holy moly, it was quite the experience. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully being able to go next year. It definitely sells out super fast. If you guys want to learn more about BKI Paintball and the summer camp when it comes time to schedule that, you guys can check out the links.
All right, we're 20 seconds to the point on this second set. This will be a normal split deck. We've got Riptide and Axemen here in this first point. They'll be followed by the Knights and Breach. Riptide's on the red side, Axemen on the blue.
A little bit of a false start by one of the Riptide players, but he re-tagged. Riptide right up to Snake 2. Doesn't look like, I'm sorry, I take it back. Axemen up to Snake 2. Looks like Riptide is content not to take the Snake yet. I think that's a mistake. Clean 5 alive for the Axemen.
For both sides, actually.
Axemen's in a little bit better position, though, up in the Snake 2.
Looks like Danny got shot.
Yeah, shot in the hopper for Riptide. That's going to be a penalty. You know what? You could have made an argument for red on that one. So the Snake player walked off at the same time there's a hit on his hopper. That might have been a major, but it's pretty hard for the ref to know that. Looks like we've got Marcus Cannon in there trying to hold down the Snake for Riptide.
Good snap by Gibby there, shooting out the Snake, but I don't know if he knows there's another one right behind him.
Yeah, Axeman immediately filled it in. Well, he knows now.
Yeah, whoever wins this gunfight here.
And on the hopper. I like that transition. That was a great transition by the Axeman, number 12. He dropped back, shot down the middle lane. Was that Gemma?
Yeah, Gemma's limping towards the station. I don't know if this is Matt Derula playing with them. I don't know.
Oh, boy. I think he just got hit on.
He has to guard that buzzer.
Oh, and the Axeman drop.
Matt Gemma, I think that is John Derula playing with the Axeman.
Well, that was a dramatic finish. So, look like I'm just based on body language. I think that's Matt Gemma walking it in, limping it in towards the buzzer, unaware that there was still an Axeman player left alive in the Snake. Good finish for Gemma. I don't know if he hurt himself before the day started or during the game.
He has a partially torn hamstring and shouldn't be playing.
Oh, good life decisions by Matt Gemma once again.
Does this surprise you?
No, no, not particularly. Are you just? How do you feel about him and his handlebar mustache?
As long as people believe that I didn't copy that, because there's no way that would have happened, then I'm fine with his mustache choice.
All right, but if we see you come back with a partially torn hamstring, we know you are copying his life choices.
All right, so we got Breach coming up on the red side, the Knights on the blue. This is the second match in this set. Breach didn't play in the first event. I'm sorry, the second event. So they played in the first event, coming back for the third event. We got a little paintball bingo. We'll look at this after this point.
Breach currently sitting around they took sixth place in the opening event.
Knights are going Snake 1 wide.
And then the inside crawl. It's going to ride up the Snake 2.
It's looking down that gut.
Oh, they lose their fill into the Dorito though, to the backline Dorito. So it's 4 bodies, but they do have good position.
This looks like Fabio. He does shoot Joseph in the knuckle, then he turns and he shoots the God. That God might want to check himself. There's a chance that he's hit.
Breach making a good counter move up to the Dorito side though. Fabio's unaware of it.
That might be Karen Larson. Let me see who that is.
That middle brick for Breach has a great shot into the Snake if he, well, Fabio, never mind. Fabio gets shot. Breach player in the middle starting to probe. Yeah, a little too aggressive.
Fabio did end up taking Drew Davidson with him as well from the home. So there's 2 Breach players left. I think that's Nico Sofranis up in the Dorito 2.
So far, I'd call this a messy game. Both sides have dropped bodies, made pushes, had pushes evaporate. It's been a messy game.
Yeah, Nico just runs to his death. I mean, he probably took 10 shots.
I believe that might be Josh Schindelman playing the Dorito side for the Knights.
This might be a one-on-one.
The Breach player is far more aware. Oh,
Nice
he
shot
one-shot
right
him.
there.
I think he might have one-shot him.
I like the fact that he didn't shoot his gun.
Waited
for the full exposure, and now he's going to potentially win this point for his team.
I think that's a clear field. He just needs to walk it in. As long as he doesn't have a hit on him. Yeah, Knights towel out of it. Good game for Breach.
Like you said, it was a back-and-forth game, not super smooth, but effective enough, and they had the experience to pull that off. We'll see who this is because he doesn't look familiar to me.
So I like that mid-game move up to that center brick by Breach, and then putting his gun immediately on Snake side. It meant that if Fabio backed up even an inch, if he stopped playing the outside of the Snake brick, then that gun was waiting to rip him up. Timing was bad. Fabio walked off right around the same time, so it didn't come to fruition. And then of course that center player got a little bit too aggressive trying to go around.
30 seconds.
But I like the idea. The theory is sound.
Yes, it is. All right, back to the Axemen and
30
Riptide.
seconds.
Kind of a messy game too, right? I mean, it came down to a one-on-one again.
So, I'm a theory. Just theory. It's not confirmed yet. I think pushing past the 50 on this Snake side is dicey, and that's where I think we're seeing teams that look like they're winning the game have it fall apart and end up losing the game.
Game on.
Okay, Riptide conservative breakout, not into the Snake. One of the Riptide players asking for a check on his back though. Nope, he's clean. So 5 alive for Riptide. They go ahead and make that transition into Snake. Snake 1, then Snake 2. Fight to set.
Yeah, I think he's wearing someone else's jersey.
No. He's dead, so good. He brought the shame on the other team. Uh-oh, there's a minor. Minor for the Axemen. They're going to lose a couple more bodies. They do have, Lim does have good position in the Snake, but I'd say the Axemen home player needs to bounce out to Dorito side, see if he can swing out to that. Axemen lose their Snake player, trying to make the transition from Snake 2 into the brick. Probably from Dorito Tower. And that's
so
it.
Unfortunately, the Axemen got 2 penalties in that point.
You can't win with flying laundry.
No, not at all.
I still would say about 60, 70% of the minors that are thrown at every level are for hits that are generally unknown by the player. You know, on a butt pack, on top of a hopper. It is fair. It's not unfair. I'm not claiming that, but it feels unfair when you're the player and you're saying, hey, I wasn't trying to cheat. So, yeah.
I feel that might be a little higher percentage than I would give it.
That's how I defend myself when I get flags.
I would say, 20 to 30%, they're unknown to them.
Yeah.
There's probably another third, another 30% that they know that they might have got hit, but they're not. They didn't call for a check. They didn't proactively try not to get a penalty.
Right.
So if you put those two together, then I think that's where your percentage is.
Okay, how about this? And this is one I'm not sure you do. I swear I can feel the difference between a bounce and a hit. And there are times where I'll just feel, and I'll feel a bounce, I consider it, and I'll just keep playing. And I generally haven't gotten burned on that assumption, generally.
I agree with that for the most part. If you get really brittle paint, like the paint that it was at the AG 10 man, for instance, that paint I was hitting, and I'd be like, there's no way that broke, and it broke.
Yeah.
So I think if you're talking like ultra brittle paint, so like on the pro level where those guys are putting their paint in the coolers, they have the best lot numbers. They're getting 7 to 9 breaks on a drop. That paint is very hard to notice when you get.
I assume you're talking to a drop test, the old about shoulder height drop test to see about fragility. I haven't seen anybody do that in a while.
Schindelman was doing it at the 10-man.
Oh, was he?
I was ready to do it, but I just ended up watching him. And from the waist, 9 out of 10 were breaking. And I'm like, man, there's no way we're getting through this.
Yeah.
This is getting through our guns. And it got through fine. So
That's very fragile. Yeah, I was good with the paint there. All right, so clean breakout for both teams. Neither one particularly aggressive. Neither team taking the snake on the break. I think that might be Kevin McRae in the insert bunker, maybe, or is that Fabio? I'm seeing a gold chain. It's got to be Fabio.
yeah.
So Fabio's the biggest threat to get into the snake for the Knights. Breach goes ahead and starts to spread the field, makes a move up to the snake. I'm sorry, to the Dorito. I'm calling it the Dorito too. The Dorito past the baby Dorito, but
It's supposed to be cooler today, but I feel like it's just as warm today as it was yesterday at this time. Just sustains and doesn't get hotter like it did yesterday.
well, and hopefully there's no storms today. All right, Breach is already up into the snake 50. Paying dividends immediately. Oh, too aggressive. Wow. Okay, Breach player. Kudos for getting up to the snake 50. Kudos for getting a couple kills. But Larson then stood up, walked outside of the snake brick, and was standing wide in the open. I don't understand that decision.
He also gave the slice the throat hand gesture to the Knights player that shot him.
Serious?
I swear to God,
Oh, God.
that happened.
Okay, well, now you look like a fool.
He did get 2 or 3 kills, so we'll give Cam his due, but
Yeah.
it would have been nice if he didn't die sloppy.
Yeah.
It's a 2-on-2 now.
Davison goes ahead, makes transition into the Knight snake.
This is James Dong.
And he made it work. I was just about to say I do not like that transition to that bunker for Dong. That's a tough bunker to work out of, but he made it work.
So as much damage as Larson did, they still would have liked to have his body back because they're. Oh, it's a one-on-one again.
Yep, Knights player over there. I think it might be Schindelman takes the walk down to a one-on-one. I think Dong's in a worse position. I'd get out of this. He's trying to hide behind the knife edge of a mini wall. Shoot and move. Get out of there. Yeah, and I think he took a bounce.
These two are surrounded.
Yeah.
It was like a ref alley on both sides.
A ref convention. He's got to get out of there. If Dong wants to win, he might have hit him. Hopper shot, maybe. He got him. I'm wrong. Dong wins it. Hey, good one-on-one. Congratulations.
That's our third 1v1 of the morning, Laurie. So you got some coins owed. 3.
Okay. How about another thing? What did we just watch? We watched a team up on bodies, up in position, winning the snake battle, have everything to win, and then it falls apart and they lose the game.
Yeah, it's never over till it's over, right? So Cam Larson comes down first into the 50, shoots 3 players. You think the game's over? He gives the kill sign.
Because slash the throat sign. Maybe he was making a "we're about to choke this game away" sign. Maybe it wasn't a throat slash sign. No, but on something about this layout, I see teams win. You know, the first half of the game they win it convincingly, and then the second half of the game it just falls apart and they lose the game. Someone at home, please be tracking the number of games that we say about this today. That we say this happens.
Yeah, we talked about this after event 1 with the Heroines. There's like at least 3 parts to the game, right? You win the breakout, you could lose the mid game, but you still have the close. So there's 3 parts to the game normally, and you got to win all 3 usually to win the point. So I'm sorry, you don't have to win all 3 of them to win the point.
Yeah, right.
You need to win the close.
Yeah. All right, so we got Axman on my left. Did they? Yeah, Axman started down 1. I guess there's a penalty at the end of it. So Axman, despite being down 1, they go ahead and double up with the snake. Although their snake 1 player's got a hit on his hopper. I don't believe that's rub. And in WWF tradition, the ref doesn't see it.
Yeah.
And the ref sees it.
And a penalty.
Yeah, so we lost both snake players, and they're going to lose their home. That's going to be down to just the Dorito side.
So the Axemen have not had a point yet without a penalty.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Oof.
So they played 3 points.
Well, you know my theory that 100% of penalties are unknown to the players. So.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I
There's
don't
a
know what
lot
you're
of
talking about.
a lot of unknown going on over in the Axemen. I think they got 2 in 1 point, 1 in 1 point, 1 in 1 point. So they have 4 penalties and 3 points. That's
Well,
not a good ratio.
They're leading the day on something. In one category, they're leading,
Yeah.
leading the day. Congratulations, Axemen.
I mean, they might want to take the good news is they actually won a point, I think, right? I think they won 1 point. To win 1 point, having have 4 penalties,
Yeah.
you have more penalties than points played, and you've won 1, so that's pretty good.
Imagine the damage they can do with a clean
Alex
game.
is telling me that is not.
20 seconds.
It was marked wrong, right? So Axemen have not won a point. That makes a little more sense.
All right.
And unfortunately, they don't have anything to rest their hat on. So clean it up. They have a bunch of good players. Obviously, the addition of John Deruler is going to be a benefit for them if they can just not have penalties. All right, Breach is right back out here. Cam Larson is in the God bunker.
AG Knights on my left. Conservative breakout. They do get into the snake, what I'm calling the mini brick on the outside part of the snake, although he's getting checked. Still 2 at home for the Knights.
All right, we have Breach has the home, the snake side can, the snake one on the outside.
I am doing a quick roster check because I think
The Dorito 2.
all right, so I want to apologize to the audience. On the Dorito side today, I've been identifying the player as Schindelman, Josh Schindelman. I think it might be Aaron Mitchell. I think I might be calling Aaron Mitchell as Josh Schindelman. They both have the moppy hairstyle, so that's really on them. That's their fault. I
agree.
Yeah.
They're younger, skinnier, taller.
All things I resent at my age and stature. So.
Yeah.
All right, Knights go ahead and get up into the snake 2 of Breach, although as soon as I say that, yeah, he's dead. There is a bit of a drop shot the home can do into that snake, right where the gap exists between snake 2 and the brick. Maybe that's where he got picked.
No, I think Larson has been really wrapping the outside there and saw him come through the tunnel.
All right. The tunnel, I like that. Josh Ewing Simone takes the snake 1. I don't love the snake 1. I would get out of there, but we get him.
Yep.
Nice shot. Josh is just deadly. I've had to practice against him a bunch up at AG, and even times where I've had the drop on him, he just casually kills me. He's such a good shot.
I think it's a 3-on-3 right now.
Here we go. Let's see if he does it again. Does it again. Wow. This might be another one of those games where
2-on-2.
where Breach looks like they're winning the game, and they might still fall apart. We'll see.
Yeah, Joseph got the first player, shoots the snake side can, but Josh was laying the trap and was right there again. See if he can get a shot on Nico here.
I don't know if you can see them. I think there might be blocking bunkers.
I'm hoping that Josh doesn't shoot until he has a full body to shoot at. They don't know where he is. There we go.
Got him on the wrist.
So that's 3 kills for Josh.
That's it. They win the game.
Drew's going to come down. So I think there's 3 AG Knights left. That was my bad.
Josh is getting a check. They're calling it rub on his tank. I believe that's it, right?
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, so Josh just got a 3-pack. Kudos for that. Josh also just turned the game around. Kudos for that, right? Like, okay, broken record. What am I going to say again? Breach was winning that game. They're up on bodies. They're up in the snake. It all falls apart. They lose the game. I don't know what it is about this field, this layout, but I'm seeing it again and again and again.
1 minute.
Yeah, the counter punch is more effective than the initial punch on this field most of the time.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a punch or if it's just trying to cross the 50, especially on this snake side. You're just throwing bodies away. I don't know. I haven't figured out what it is, but the frequency at which it's happening is way too much for it to just be, coincidence or just some random quirk of fate.
I don't like this is no mock on the comment, but I personally don't like drone shots.
No?
I mean, they're cool to look at a picture, but as far as actual video broadcasting, I mean, I have a drone.
Yeah, so do I.
So it's, I mean, you could just put a Wi-Fi on it, but having a moving camera, and Alex knows this better than me,
10 seconds.
is hard in itself to predict exactly what it's going to do and look at. So just say you had a drone overhead, I think our 50 cam does just as good of what a drone would do. But yes, we're always moving our cameras around trying to get the great shots. We have 5 cameras on the field for you now, plus this one broadcast booth photo. The moving camera with the cable, I agree with. That would be good. I don't think a drone shot's great. The moving one for the cable would be about a $25,000 investment.
Oof.
So that one was going to probably cost the viewership some money. So
No way I'm getting a pay raise if we go to.
yeah. So
All right, we just watched a good battle up here at the Snake between Riptide and Axeman. Both of the leading edge players for both who took the walk. So I think it's just Marcus holding down the Snake for Riptide at this point. Axeman don't have anybody threatening to take the Snake. Looks like I'm counting 3 bodies for Riptide. Based on where the paint's going, I think we're looking at the D, whatever we're going to call it, the D3 or the D4 for Axeman, just based on where I'm seeing people shooting. And we got the Snake side can over here for the Axeman. He needs to get involved. He needs to get his gun up.
I like the Supple tried to come through. He gets shot. I
Fine.
guess it's trading.
Yeah, it's a good trade. You're up 3-on-2, and that's it. Last Riptide shoots out the last body. They should walk in with 2 live bodies. Marcus should hit the buzzer.
All right, so Riptide
No, 3 live bodies.
should be 4-0. Could have been a much closer match without all the penalties, so I'm sure Axeman will rebound going into their second and third match of the day. But a great start for Riptide, coming out with a 4-0 mercy rule over the main Axeman.
Axeman didn't get a penalty at that point. Baby steps. Trying to spin this as positive. I'm trying here.
John Derula coming off, shaking his head.
Yeah, it's a tough opening match.
Point approved. Game finished.
All right, so congratulations, Riptide, on their first match win.
1
Mercy
minute.
rule 4-0, so we will be going back to the Knights breach. 4:06 left. This will be an X ball after this point.
So I did not see Matt Gemma back out there after that game where he ended up with a 1-on-1, winning it and hanging it. I think his injury might have flared up or gotten worse, so he might be done for the day.
He probably should be done for the day, but yeah, probably should have never started the day. But
Wow. Well, with the injury, or this is a Matt Gemma shot?
Oh no, for the injury.
Okay, all right.
I am a Matt Gemma fan,
I am
even
too.
though I know he's can be annoying,
30 seconds.
but I am a fan. So no, I think for his health, he should let that thing rest up because those things don't go away unless you rehab it the right way.
20 seconds.
I'm also seeing down in the Riptide pits a Bobby Fredericks lurking around. I think he's looking for a spot. We might see him on the field in Matt Gemma's jersey very soon.
No, I don't think you're going to see him suited up today.
No.
He was looking to try to get his own team in here.
Yeah. All right, Knights up 2-1 over Breach. There's 4 minutes left on the clock. Breach on my left, Knights on my right.
Game on.
Uh-oh. Looks like Fabio getting the check. And he's out, so Knights lose their first player. Breach go ahead and take Snake 1.
They also lose a player, I think Breach did. Maybe not.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4.
that's-
I'm counting 5. 5 alive
Okay.
for Breach. I know you're a Breach hater.
No. I think that's Drew Davidson maybe in the snake there.
Yeah, it takes a walk though. Breach does go ahead and lose their outside snake player. By the way, I'm calling I think of the snake as being 2 snakes out here, right? You have the inside snake and the outside snake. The outside snake doesn't have the connecting beams, but you should think of it as the second snake.
Most of yesterday I was calling it inside snake 1 or outside snake 1.
Sure.
And I start all the way back to the box here as the outside snake 1. But whatever makes it easier for viewers to follow.
Yeah, I agree. I like to call snake 1 the home. That way I can say that I make it into the snake safely every game. It sounds more impressive that way.
Just be like I passed up on that.
Yeah, I went right past snake 1. Snake 1 being the home bunker.
James Dong is taking the walk right now.
Too aggressive again. Don't love that move.
Um,
Davidson running wide around the outside of the snake brick. I I mean, I think you're kind of throwing your body weight doing that.
Okay, it looks like a 2-on-1 now, a 3-on-1 for Breach. So Drew did clear out the snake.
True.
Allowed Joseph to come creeping through the center.
There you go.
They shot out the Dorito wedge, and I believe that's the last Knight walking off now.
Now, that last Knight walking off, is that Schindlerman or is it Evan?
That's Schindelman.
Okay.
Aaron's hair is lighter.
You're right. You're right.
Ace.
All right, so Breach are going to tie it up 2-2 with a little over 2 minutes on the clock.
Point approved.
Ooh, it's going to be a tense last
2
game.
minutes.
All right, so we have X-Ball right now, so we have a 2-minute break. What do you want to talk about? Some bingo, maybe?
Is it time?
I think it might be
Do
time.
we want to count this match as or do we want to hold off until
I think we
the,
should hold off to the next set.
All right.
We'll explain the game.
So as is our tradition, if this is the first time you're tuning into our webcast, first, shame on you. I don't know why you're waiting this long. But we do something here. We do some paintball bingo. So Anthony has got the card on from your viewpoint on the left. No, from your viewpoint on the right. From my viewpoint on the left. And I've got the this card over here. So it's pretty straightforward. There's lots of actions that can occur in a pretty typical paintball game. And any 4 across, either diagonal or straight, wins the game. I think we haven't had a tie. Have we had a tie?
Yeah, we did.
All right. So what are we on for the season?
I think I'm up only 1.
Yeah, you're yeah. Okay. So I think you're up 2-1 over me. 2-1-1.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
All right. So for the season, Anthony's up 2. I got 1, and then we tied for 1. Basically a no hang in paintball terminology.
Stalemate.
So all right, what do you got here that you think is your path to victory?
Man, yesterday I saw literally 5 to 10 hopper explodes. So I'm hoping that trend continues because it looks like I have that on my card.
Yeah.
Crash into bunker. We've been seeing that a lot today, even though it's not wet. And so those are ones that haven't usually
Timeout.
borne fruit for me. But I'm a little optimistic, I guess, that my card's good. I hate can't find the buzzer. Like
Yeah,
having
you're not
that on your card is almost as bad as 16-inch barrel.
Okay, but to be fair, I have out of bounds. Okay.
Yeah.
How often do we see out of bounds?
More than can't find the buzzer. And core sample is a killer as well.
Again, we're loose with, okay, here's another part of this paintball bingo. We are allowed to argue what is and what is not, like, for instance, a core sample. I consider a core sample on turf anything where the barrel tip catches and causes an ugly slide.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not going to take a legitimate core sample out of turf. I think my best route to victory is on the right side down, which false start retag,
Yep.
late to box, towel, gun down.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm going to go with mine is probably diagonal. Dirty hang, argue with ref, teammates go to the same bunker and point reversal, but it's not looking good for me.
Yeah.
Yesterday too, tank cover loss, man, 3 to 5 of them.
Really?
Oh my God.
So my impression is that and let's be honest, it's
It was
those
a tank
rubber.
butt. Yeah, they were
tank
all
butts.
falling off yesterday.
My impression is I didn't see people use them as much anymore. I
Yeah,
thought
that's
they
what
were
Laurie said
falling out of
yesterday.
favor. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if we're going to see it today, but
20 seconds.
all right,
Well,
that's
there it is, folks.
paintball bingo. I got to give Laurie these one-on-ones real quick.
We also have in play, if this is
Gemma.
the first time you're tuning in for this,
Is a kid on breach?
we also do a Big Brain Trophy of the Award. Big Brain Play of the Day Award, straight from me. And if you can answer a little bit of trivia, I'll maybe upgrade you to the Eagle Genius Award.
All right, we have AG Knights. Breach tied up. Breach loses one right off the break. Looks like Drew Davidson took one in the face.
Knights have a clean breakout. They're going to take the outside route up into the snake outside one, transitioning to the inside one. Throws that up in the S2. Fabio making good, smooth moves. And he's going to try to make that transition, but that's going to be a tough jump, right? Breach knows that he needs to make that transition. They're not going to let him. Trying to get to that outside brick. Fabio is operating on the assumption that the brick is hot from Breach. It is not.
Minute 30 left in this one. I don't really like the posturing of the players right here. I feel like we're going into a tie.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
think
doesn't
you're right.
seem like there's
A level of aggression that we'd like to see.
They're not trying to make anything happen. Fabio's playing defensive in the Snake 2 on the inside here.
Yeah, with a minute 8 on the clock.
Oh, bad death out of that Snake corner. That actually might make something happen. That's Aaron Mitchell that's coming out.
Yep.
All right, here we go. It looks like the Knights are trying to win now that they have 2 bodies eliminated. So it's a 4-on-3 for the Knights. This is going to be a big battle right here. He has to at least take one of these players.
He's got to do it fast. He cannot wait. There he goes. He got him. That's a fine trade. Good trade. Josh needs to follow it up and quick. 37 seconds.
Oh, nice shot by Josh right there.
It's just a Dorito now. Josh needs to get some help from his teammates. They should be pushing through the middle right now.
Yeah, Dorito should be flying down right now, just flying down that side of the field.
Yep.
Because this Dorito player's only chance is to stick his ass into that Dorito and just guard the flag.
So, oh, come on, don't pause. Is that Dong? Who's up the middle? He should just be flying up the middle.
Yeah.
There is zero chance for that Dorito to see him coming. He
Well,
should just
the
be
Dorito
sprinting.
player is actually losing them the game right now. It's the one that's been sitting
the
in
Knights.
the D3 for the Knights for a while.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
Game time
They
finished.
mismanaged that.
Game stopped.
Nico was looking for a penalty on Josh.
It would have had to been a major for it to mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, misplayed. I'm not. Okay, I'm going to try not to be too critical. Don't take this too hard. I'm just putting my coach hat on. I actually think Dong kind of dropped the ball on that one. So
I'm gonna. While Don could have done something as well. Player, I don't know if it's Clark, but whoever the Dorito player was that was in the Dorito 3, he was in that Dorito 3 just with under just a minute left. So, and the Dorito player was looking this way. I'll even go down to when it was a 3-on-1, and Nico's only looking this way at Josh.
Yep.
No, he could have been shooting him in the back on their side of the field. He never left and got on their side of the field.
Right.
So
okay, there's plenty of blame to go around. Knights, we're hitting you hard right now in our
sorry,
commentary
yeah,
here.
You're up 3-on-1 with a chance to win the match.
And even more dangerous for you, Anthony and I have time to fill between before the overtime starts.
No overtime in the prelim.
Overtime.
So
here's my argument, right? So that defending Dorito player could look left, he could look right, but it was impossible for him to look straight up the field, right? He would have had to wrap and look straight up the field. That leaves, I think of it as a shadow, like a zone of invisibility. James Dong could have just went right up the middle and absolutely been on his doorstep,
Yeah.
and there's nothing he could have done about it. So, as a matter of fact, when I occasionally go to bunker people, I tend to transition to the inside, trying to force them to wrap to see me coming.
Yeah.
Which is one of my pet gripes. Your pet gripe is players that shoot the gun too early, right?
Right.
The surprise. My pet gripe is players that run wide to go bunker somebody. I
Right.
freaking hate it. So whenever I go to bunker somebody, I try to actually alter my path, go inside.
Yeah.
So I'm running straight at their bunker, and at
so
the
they
last
have
second.
to. Yeah. So they have to wrap.
Which they're not going to.
Correct.
Right. So
The only thing you have is maybe they pop the top. That's like their
could
only.
happen.
Yeah.
Sure, it
That's
could
their
happen.
only defense against somebody running right at a bunker. But
so in that scenario, there's no way that James Dong would have been seen. None.
Yep. And I think James would have felt better about it if their Dorito player was on
Pushing.
their side of the field, or even just
Sure.
wrapped on the outside of that Dorito 3, pounding the left side of the bunker, and then he would have been releasing to just go straight down. We're going to go to a commercial break probably here. We got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to the next match. I don't have my schedule. Laurie has it, but hopefully I'll get it right back. We're going to be starting the next set in about 3 minutes.
Thanks, people.
If you want access to the best knowledge in paintball in order to elevate your game to the next level, BKI Paintball is definitely a program that you want to be involved with. BKI, which in this case is short for Best Knowledge in Paintball, is known for being an online platform with hundreds of video tutorials and lessons from a network of pro players called Professors. What you may not have known though is once a year BKI hosts a summer camp. This is an in-person event at Boston Paintball, which is about an hour outside of Boston. This event gives you 4 days of professional instruction from 6 professional players. I just got back and holy moly, it was quite the experience. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully being able to go next year. It definitely sells out super fast. If you guys want to learn more about BKI Paintball and the summer camp when it comes time to schedule that, you guys can check out the links.
All right, we're back for our next set. This set is going to be Hustle Ruckus Invasion Armada.
More importantly, bingo starts now.
Bingo.
So apologies to teams. We're paying more attention to individual actions than outcomes.
All right, Hustle slides real deep and comes into the Snake 1 around the corner.
Hustle home player's having some kind of hopper problem. He goes ahead and transitions into Snake 1.
Hopper problem, is that gun down or no?
Oh, good question. Well, he's up again. He was hitting the side of his hopper. So.
Okay. Hustle's in good shape here, doubled up in the Snake, trying to wrap this.
Okay, Hustle is in great control over here. I think they still got 5 alive also. Very calm. Listening communication for Hustle. They're almost talking in just like room level voices. Very calm. So I believe that's a big kill. Hustle just shot out the Snake side can, which, oh my God, wow.
Three Hustle players from the Snake side all coming off. Someone's probably down the Dorito side that we're not seeing looking inside.
Wow. I just mega commentator cursed Hustle.
Yeah.
I just complimenting them.